Hi, friends, and welcome back to It Starts with Clarity. I'm your host, Ellen Gibson, and I'm so glad you're here today. I want to talk about something we all have, something that shapes our lives, whether we're aware of it or not. I'm talking about blind spots. Think about driving down the highway. You glance in your mirrors, everything looks clear. You start to change lanes, and suddenly a horn blares. You jerk back because another car was in your blind spot. You weren't careless. You were simply unaware. In life, blind spots work the same way. They're those unseen habits, beliefs, or fears that can cause collisions in our relationships, careers, or even with ourselves. They hold us back, not because we're lazy or unmotivated, but because we don't even realize that they're there. Blind spots aren't always negative traits. Sometimes they come from our strengths. For example, if you're highly independent, your blind spot may be resisting help when you need it. If you're deeply caring, your blind spot might be people pleasing, sacrificing your own well being for others. If you're detail oriented, your blind spot could be perfectionism, causing you to delay progress because it's not quite right yet. The truth is, we can't fully see ourselves. We all have areas of our life that are invisible to us, but very visible to the people around us. Why do blind spots matter so much? Because they quietly shape our results. They keep us in the same patterns, the same conflicts, the same frustrations, the same roadblocks. They can sabotage growth. You want to move forward, but something keeps pulling you back, and you don't know what it is. They impact relationships. How many times have you thought, why does this situation keep happening to me? Often, a blind spot is at work. I've seen this with clients many times. One client wanted to grow his business, but year after year, he hit the same ceiling. The blind spot? He didn't trust his team. He micromanaged every detail, thinking it was just how he worked. Once he saw it, he was able to step back, delegate, and his business broke through the plateau. So how do you discover something you can't see? Here are a few practical ways. Number one, ask for some feedback. This one is uncomfortable but powerful. Ask a trusted friend, colleague, or mentor. What do you see in me that I may not see? The answers can be eye-opening. Number two, look for repeating patterns. If you notice the same issue showing up in your relationships, finances, or career, there's probably a blind spot. Number three, pay attention to emotional reactions. Strong defensiveness, irritation, or avoidance can point to something hidden. If someone makes a comment and you instantly feel your guard go up, ask yourself why. Number four, practice self-reflection. Journaling, meditation, or reviewing past decisions with curiosity, not judgment, can reveal where you've been missing something. Let me share two real-life examples. This one was a perfectionism blind spot. A client of mine had a dream of launching her own coaching practice. She had everything ready: training, passion, even a list of people wanting to work with her. But she kept stalling. Why? Her blind spot was perfectionism. She believed everything had to be flawless before she could start. Once she realized that, she gave herself permission to launch messy, and her business started growing immediately. Another story has to do with boundaries, blind spot. Another client was the go-to person in her office and at home. She said yes to everything. She thought she was being helpful, but the blind spot was poor boundaries. She was exhausted and resentful without realizing why. Once she addressed it and started saying no to some request, her energy and joy returned. And ironically, people respected her more. Once you uncover a blind spot, the next step is addressing it with grace. Accept it without shame. Understand that everyone has blind spots, and they're not proof of failure. They're proof that you're human. Bring in some outside perspective. This is where mentors, coaches, and accountability partners are invaluable. Sometimes we just need someone else to tap the brakes for us. Take small, intentional steps. If perfectionism is your blind spot, set deadlines instead of chasing flawless. If boundaries are your blind spot, practice saying no once this week. And then celebrate awareness. Simply seeing your blind spot is progress. Awareness gives you the power to choose differently. Here's the gift of blind spots. When you uncover them, you unlock clarity. What once was foggy becomes clear. What once was holding you back becomes a stepping stone forward. Blind spots aren't your enemy. They're invitations to grow. They're opportunities to step into the next level of yourself with greater freedom, focus, and joy. So, here's your challenge this week. Ask someone you trust this question. What's one thing you see in me that I might not see in myself? Don't defend, don't explain, and just listen to them. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. This is exactly what we work on in my Pivot Point boot camps and mastermind groups. Uncovering the blind spots, shifting the patterns, and helping you move into your next level with clarity and confidence. You can learn more at pivotpointme.com. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Until next time, may you continue to find clarity, uncover your blind spots, and move forward into the life you were created to live.